This time what we're going to be doing is kind of, it can be used for mixdown, but it can be used for tracking as well. We're just going to name inputs and outputs in buses. It's a good idea sometimes to do this as you're going along, but you can also do it before you do things as well. And it's all to do with the I/O menu here in the setup menu. So we select I/O, which is just our inputs and outputs. You can see what we have in the middle. Now this is how you'd name a straightforward input. So you can see the analog inputs here. We use that disclosure triangle there. So that could just be called input 1, input 2, and you can name them individually if you want. You see these also are named ADAT at the moment, but on my machine they're not configured. But one of the more useful things we can do here, and that was the outputs that were named, okay? One of the more useful things we can do, in fact I'll name those analog outputs master left / right. Oops, I could spell and type at the same time, like that. Okay, so we've got master left right. But the useful thing here is to name your buses. So I'm going to name the buses here. I do this prior to mixing so that you know what reverbs you're using. I would only normally ever use a couple of reverbs in a single mix. So here where it says bus 1 and 2, I'm just going to double click that, and I'm just going to call it main plate reverb, because for this song we'll probably use a plate on the vocals, maybe on the drums, and then press return. And then in bus 3 and 4 I might just say room reverb, like that. So I know when I come to actually doing the mix that I've already allocated these buses and they've already been given names. It's a little bit easier than just having them as numbers. 5 and 6 we could say is a chorus or a flanger or something like that. Okay, so by doing that, when I click on OK here and then open up the mixer, it's easier to see it in the mixer. That means if I'm assigning anything to a bus, for example B here, the send B, if I select bus, you see it comes up as main plate reverb or room reverb rather than just the bus name. So if I want to send that snare drum there, for example, to the main plate reverb, then I just select that like that, and over at the other end I have that assigned to an aux channel, and that's me, and then I can turn up or down the actual effect send. Okay, it's as simple as that. You also have, the buses are part of the output procedure here as well, and you see these have all come up as master left right. So if you want to assign these to a bus as well, you can do that, and then the same list of bus names comes up here. You're virtually unlimited. You've got 32 buses available to you, so it should be more than enough for even the most complicated mix. So that's the simple process of naming your inputs and outputs using the setup, I/O menu, and just selecting which part input or output that you actually want to rename. Nice and easy, but very useful.